Probably the couch, because this looks like messed up with all the thing in the back. For your shot.
Yeah.
If I sat on the couch, at least it looks safe.
Okay.
This looks messy, you know? I don't know, it's up to you.
Yeah. No, I hear that. Okay.
You're really serious, man.
I'm ready. Oh, let me just make sure that you're in good focus. Let me just make sure. I need you in the best focus part.
Let's do it.
So you're good? All right. Man.
Are you gonna ask me questions off your phone?
Yeah. No?
No, you can, but I'm saying.
Don't do it?
Yeah, just.
I'll not do it if you want. I can go on the fly.
Did you remember the question?
I have a lot of them. I already know what I want to ask you.
Okay, perfect.
Yeah. I was just very excited because it was you. Because when I met you, I was like, yo, like I would love to interview that.
If there's no phone, it's natural. But if you want to do it, cool.
True. The whole like Drake thing, right? The Drake freestyle.
Yeah,
thing.
just like people read out. So hey, man, like you want the people to be like, yo, this guy's a natural. Like
true.
You know?
True.
But if you want to like put it, you don't want to miss things. If you want to make sure you include it, so you could like put it here and just like constantly check. But
true.
Me, I never ever like using a phone or paper. Like I never want to read off something.
Nothing, eh?
Yeah, you just you want to be natural. So.
That's exactly what I like to do.
Right.
But then I felt like I'm like, yo, if I'm interviewing an interviewer, like he might like call me out and be like, yo, I can tell you're not prepared properly. Like we're just talking right now.
Yeah, you just have to have a really good memory, and you'll be good.
True. So from now on, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna memorize them.
Why? Were you usually just checking it off your phone?
No, I usually don't go in with anything like that.
Okay, cool, man.
It's just this one got me a little. I was a little, nervous for this one.
Why? I'm a nobody, man. What the hell? I ain't shit, man.
Not a nobody, but
I ain't shit.
I guess let's start with who are you?
Right.
And what do you consider yourself? Like, what do you consider your occupation, really?
Man, that's a good question. Yeah, man. I'm just doing me, to be honest. I'm just, figuring out what I want to do, and I'm just trying to be the best possible person I could be.
True.
To be honest, so there's a little bit about me and I guess how we met and just a quick backstory of me.
Mm-hmm.
So when I was in like grade 12, like of high school, I did a co-op at like Rogers Television. It was like a local TV show.
Okay.
And I guess one thing about me is I've always been like superly ambitious, and I'm like a hustler. Like I'll go get anything I need. Like
yeah.
If you tell me like, hey man, there's like $100 stuck under there, but I don't know if you can get that $100. Like I will like find a way to get it. Like if I have to cut the board, I will. Like I'll just make it happen.
True.
So I did a co-op.
Yeah.
And it was cool. The woman was cool. She was a really nice lady, and she let me interview like the Raptors and the Argos. And then when the co-op ended, I said I wanted to do this stuff, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I just started working on the show on Rogers, and I would just do some volunteer stuff.
There you go.
My bad. See, man.
Don't worry.
You're more pro than me now. And then, so I just kept grinding. And
if you keep it like this, it'll be even better.
Like this?
Yeah, I gotta get better one. I gotta get ones that are like this, but like the mic, the actual thing is right there.
Oh, right here.
Yeah. So if you have the Audio Techna.
Right here.
Yeah.
I bet.
Yeah.
It just feels awkward holding like that.
Right.
So then I did the Rogers thing, and then I'm like, hey, let me just do my own thing.
Okay.
Yeah, man. Like I would hustle, man. Like the way I would get interviews, like. Sometimes I would say I'm doing the interview for other outlets and just flip it for myself. Like, that's just that's just the grind, man. Like sometimes you just gotta do things at all costs, and that's the advice I always give people. Like, people don't know sometimes. Like, a lot of times people just quit before they do something because they're like, there's no rules in life, man.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, once you get it, nobody knows how you got it. So let's say if you interviewed, I don't know, Drake or anybody, hypothetically speaking.
Yeah.
Once you put that video on YouTube, the people watching it don't know what went on behind the scenes, how you got it.
Yeah.
They don't know that.
It's
you
true.
know? Like I could be here for days telling you stories I've had with celebrities, and like it's really interesting, man. And I haven't been able to speak about them because like I'm usually interviewing people, and I'm on the YouTube space, like. But yeah, man, it's like there's even been one time I'll never forget. A promoter had brought Snoop Dogg to Toronto.
True.
You can probably chop this up, put it on your Instagram. It's a really good story. You might get a lot of hits on this one.
Yeah.
So a promoter brought Snoop Dogg to Toronto.
Just make sure it's like that.
Yeah, he really wants this one.
Yeah, exactly.
A promoter brought Snoop Dogg to Toronto maybe 5-6 years ago.
Okay.
And I was under the assumption that his team knew we were gonna do the interview.
Yeah.
So I was in the hotel lobby. This was I think at the Hyatt maybe like 6 years ago.
Yeah.
And I waited there for 4 hours. I seen his manager just because I knew him from online. I said, hey, he went into a meeting, so I waited till he was done. And I said, hey, I have an interview with Snoop Dogg. He's like, nobody told me about this.
Okay.
So the whole time, like, this promoter said she spoke to him about it.
Mm-hmm.
And it was weird because the people in the lobby of the hotel, like, working,
Yeah.
they're like, okay, hold on, we'll get you upstairs to his room. Just wait. So I'm waiting. I wait there for 4 hours. Then the hotel lobby woman tells me, oh, Snoop Dogg's gone. I'm like, gone where? They're like, he just went to the club. I'm like, but I had an interview set up. I'm like, yeah, he just left.
Oh,
I'm
man.
like, all right. So that just gave me a heads up about, like, this was just going to be, like, what I signed up for. Like, there was
Yeah.
a time I interviewed Rich Homie Quan. Like, the interview was set up at 2 o'clock. And I
Mhm.
remember him, like, leaving downstairs and, like, going out and, like, I'm like, he just left. And I was like, what? Like, don't we have an interview? Like, nah, he's going to go eat. He's going to go shop. He'll be back.
Wow.
Came back at, like, 5 o'clock. I'm like, what the hell?
Eat and shop.
You know?
Wow.
Yeah, so that's, like, for every interview, there's always been a story. Like, I still remember the time I interviewed Meek Mill, and the promoter was a really cool guy. And he's like, you know, you're going to interview Meek. I said, cool, let's make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
And he literally called me like, hey, they had some issues coming through a plane, so they're going to take a bus.
Keep going. I'm just gonna turn up your audio. Go ahead.
Yeah, cool. And then he told me, he's like, hey, man, so the interview's canceled, but you can still come to the show. I'm like, oh, man, like, I want to interview him so bad. And I tell you, man, this is one thing I learned, always be prepared. Because when they told me my interview was canceled, I left my shit at home.
Yeah.
Like, I didn't bring nothing. I forgot all my notes. And I literally just had a mic and my buddy had a camera. And then my guy gets here, he's like, hey, Meek said he'll do it. I'm like, oh, fuck. So I forgot everything, man.
Wow.
And I went to the interview and I just made it happen. Till this day, I regret it because that was probably one of my worst interviews ever.
Really?
Like, I just blanked out. Like, and I'm never nervous or anything.
Yeah. Yeah.
I just, like, I was so underprepared.
Yeah.
And after that, like, I'm just like, yo, I don't want to ever, like, be underprepared again.
Man.
And yeah, so that was good, man. Like, you can even go through a list of interviews. A lot of them, there's just a story behind every interview. It's phenomenal.
Of course.
Yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
That's nuts, man. Meek Mill story. The
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg. Yeah, I guess it's just like that. They got stuff to do and they just
Yeah.
go.
A lot of
and
the
do it.
times I've been lucky, man. Like, even Young Jeezy, when I had an interview with him too, same thing. Like, so a big difference too in the game I wanted to explain to you was before
Yeah.
you would have like promoters or like companies bringing on artists. So let's say if you had a show in Toronto,
Yeah.
like, let's say like Collins media companies
Yeah.
bringing down 2 Chainz,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
And then you would set up the interviews for him, X, Y, and Z. Now, like, Live Nation's doing that stuff. Like, people don't have time to set up interviews for you.
Huh.
Or people don't care to do an interview with you because they can just go on Instagram, get their message out.
True.
So the game's just changed. Like, unless you're like a Charlemagne or those guys at that level,
Yeah.
the guys at the lower level, like, there's no access to the top level. Like, before I could say, hey, I'm going to interview, it's going to be on television. People don't care about TV no more.
Yeah. Exactly.
So, like, the whole pitch of, like, I'll get this up on Rogers, like, nobody cares for that stuff. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah.
So that's
very
like,
true.
that's dead. Like, that's not even in the equation no more. But yeah, even Jeezy wasn't supposed to happen, but last minute, the lady made it happen.
Yeah.
Little Dicky was a cool one, like, really nice guy. I'd probably say I've interviewed a lot of people, man. Like, Charlemagne was really cool.
Charlemagne was a good one.
That's where we met. Yeah.
Yeah.
And same thing, like, it was funny. So I was supposed to interview him during TIFF.
Okay.
And I met him I went to the hotel where he was doing other interviews. I said, we'll do it here. And the hotel kicked me out. Like, they wouldn't let me do interviews in the hotel unless I had a room booked because it was TIFF.
Oh.
And I'm like, hey, can I just do it on a couch somewhere? Like, no, you don't have a room booked. You can't do it.
Wow.
And Charlemagne's like, hey, man, when I come back to Toronto next time, like, I'll set it up. He had my people's contact. Just hit them up. And I came and he remembered and he like did it for me that day where we met.
Wow.
And yeah, man, like,
He remembered, eh?
yeah. So one thing I like, I don't know if he remembered me, but he remembered the moment.
Mm-hmm.
But one thing I like about him is, like, you know, a lot of people are like, once you get to a certain level of fame or make money, like, it's all about, you know, people just want to stay empowered. So rich people help rich people.
Yeah.
But with him, I feel like, I think he has something inside him for the little guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
I think there's that soft spot he has for the little guy that I think he really genuinely does not care about the upper people.
I think so.
Of course, he's chilling with Kanye. Like, those are things like you're gonna do it's just a business.
Yeah. Exactly.
But yeah, I think he resonated with, like, you know, this guy's trying to grind, like, X, Y, and Z. And his team is, like, fantastic too. Like, they're always, like, on the ball with things like that.
Yeah, the girl he was with was really, like,
Paige, yeah,
on it.
she's cool. Yeah,
And the
his team's
security.
awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's cool people.
Yeah, I think he does, because, like, when he walked by me, like, he walked by everybody. He got to where he was doing the podcast, turned back, and came and shook my hand.
Did you say something to him?
He was just like, hey, man, how you doing? Sorry, I missed you. That was it. I was like, what?
What do you mean? Like, he just walked by you?
Like, he just walked by me. We didn't shake hands. Like, everybody was saying what's up to him. And then he went, came back, shook my hand, said, sorry, I missed you.
Shit, that's a moment.
Like, he doesn't know me or anything. I was just like, wow.
That's a moment, man. Yeah, man. That's how you create those long-term relationships with people.
Weird.
Right? Yeah, it's awesome.
Very weird. Yeah, because I'm always gonna remember that now. Always.
Yeah, for sure.
He created a lifelong fan out of that one.
No, man, that's how you gotta do it.
So I was gonna ask you. So you're doing a lot of big names and stuff,
Right.
but like, is there any kind of vetting process? Like, how do you know who you want to interview, or is it just like anybody who's like down for it?
Yeah, so like I haven't done an interview in a long.
Sorry,
man. Oh
Go
yeah,
ahead.
well, I hear a big difference.
Yeah.
Like I haven't done a big interview in a long time just because of other things I've occupied myself with.
Mm-hmm.
I'm just really reassessing what I want to do. Like
Mm-hmm.
before, the interview thing was a platform to get me into different markets, but I
Yeah.
realized that we live in a day and age where I said the interview game's not what it once was. Like you can get so much more popping now, like going on the vlogs or just doing your own YouTube things. I
Yeah.
remember when I started doing interviews in 2012, people were like, hey man, like who's shooting your stuff? Like it's so cool. How do you do it? Ray Tay Tay. And now
Mm-hmm.
all those people that used to ask me that, like got their own YouTube channel, they've blown right by me now.
True.
Just because they're consistent, they found their niche market. So now it's like everything is fair game.
Yeah.
Like 5-6 years ago, like it wasn't fair game. Like if you had a cameraman, if you had people behind you to work, you can really make things work.
I remember that.
Now it's like everything is fair game. Literally, like look at you, man. Like
Yeah.
5-6 years ago, like you probably wouldn't have had like to buy this stuff to edit, like but now we live in a world where you just got to do it.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So yeah, the process behind the interviews is like, yeah, I just would hit people up, and I told you, man, I would just get to interviews whatever way I could. Sometimes they wouldn't be the most like straight on way, and I would
yeah.
finesse if I had to.
Yeah, even with Charlemagne, it seemed like you had to you were kind of like just like you had to wait and just like wait
Yeah,
to
but
see how it turned out,
Well, yeah, that's just 100. Like that's all. Like as I said, if you're not a huge outlet, if you're not
Mhm.
like a Vice or like, if it's not like okay, we're meeting you at this time at 3:30, like where people are being paid, or
Yeah.
most of the time, it's like the people you're interviewing, like if they know you're a smaller outlet, they just don't really care.
Yeah.
So like they'll make you wait, and I don't blame them for that. Like I can guarantee they're not gonna be late to like
Breakfast
a
Club.
Breakfast Club or like
Like-
Ellen. Like yeah, they're gonna be there an hour early.
Yeah,
Or on Kimmel,
exactly.
like they're not playing. So
That's true.
it's just a game. Like what can you do?
True. So when it comes to doing the actual interviews, how do you prep? Like how much prep goes into your interviews?
Yeah, good question, man. So yeah, you're good, man. You're really good. Yeah, you do.
Thank you, man.
Yeah, so I'll never forget another story. So I used to do interviews like the generic.
Sorry. Don't worry.
I used to do interviews the generic way.
Yeah.
Like before, it would be like, I'll just ask you about the album, like the real boring shit. And
Mm-hmm.
I'll never forget this. I interviewed Pooch Hall one time.
Okay.
You know, Pooch Hall from
I know that name actually.
the game, Derwin Davis.
Oh, yeah, true.
So I interviewed him, and he's like, "Yo, man, like something along the lines of like, yo, that was not a good interview. Like you speak over me," and he's like, "You don't do research." I was like, I was young too, like 17. I'm like, what? He's
Damn.
like, yeah. I was like, what do you mean? He's like, yo, go read my tweets, man. Like, go on my Instagram. Like, be creative. And I took it like, this guy's a dickhead. And I remember I gave him like a demo reel after. I'm like, hey, I know you're in the space at like Viacom and BT. Could you pass it on? He's like, yo, there's nothing I'm gonna do with this. Like, you just gotta go get better. And at the time, I was young and I took it really personal. I felt the way about it.
Yeah, for sure.
But now looking back at it, like, sometimes that tough love, like, shit, like,
Yeah.
it's important, you
That's
know?
like the best advice ever, man.
And literally after that, like that's what I did. Like my whole
Mm.
niche thing was I had a thing called Insta Blast where I go on Instagram and find photos of people,
Mm-hmm.
and then I'll go on Twitter and I'll like backlog your Twitter timeline. So like Twitter advanced search and you go back to 2011, and then ask people thing. Like I remember one time I asked like I interviewed Karuchi. I said, hey Karuchi, is it true your first tweet was Sue Whoop? And she was like, yeah, I don't even know. And then I remember asking, I'm like, hey, is it true that you said, like, I don't eat the box or something? She's like, and it gets really good. They're like, yo, this is dope.
Wow.
So
True.
after doing those two things, I
Mhm.
felt like every interview I did, it was like, wow, this is amazing. Like,
Yeah.
still the artists wouldn't post interviews on their pages because obviously like the traction would have got to them.
Mm-hmm.
But I can 100% say after that interview, like everybody interviewed had a blast. Like, dude, interview me.
Wow.
Like a lot of the big African artists that I interviewed to this day, they love it. Like they hit me up and like your interviews are amazing. So yeah, that was the best advice I got for sure.
Wow. So he just really came at you.
Yeah, he just basically said it was shit almost, you know.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
I was hurt because I was young, but yo, look what it made. So
Yeah.
shout
wow.
out Derwin Davis. I don't know what he's doing nowadays. I don't know.
I have no idea, but at least that helped.
Mm-hmm.
So just and then that made you set yourself apart basically, because that like go find the first tweet. That's like amazing.
Yeah,
that's like, and it's
but then
hard.
I think where it hurt me as well was controversy sells nowadays. So like the interviews where like I was the guy I would never ask like, hey, I heard you cheated on your wife. Like if I knew Tristan Thompson was coming on my show, I'd be like, yeah, you cheated on Chloe. Like I wouldn't even talk about that.
Yeah.
And I think that's what affected me too, because I wasn't getting clickbait. Like my interviews were like very Nardwuar-ish, but Nardwuar had a fan base, so it's fine. People look to Nardwuar for that.
Yeah.
But if I don't have a fan base, like nobody's gonna come to my channel unless I would. And I would never ask controversy. Sorry, man.
Don't worry.
I would never ask controversial stuff because that just I didn't care for it.
Yeah.
But I think that might have affected why I didn't get to the stratosphere I wanted to get to. It's never too late, but yeah, just right now, especially.
That's really good that you say that, because I was actually thinking the same thing of like not going down those paths and like keeping
so that's what I'm saying though. Like it depends what you're doing this for.
Yeah.
Obviously, you're doing this to make money. Like everybody says, I do it for the passion, I do it for the art, but that only goes so far.
You're trying to get on.
In the first year or two, that's what I was doing it for. Like I didn't even care about money. Like, but obviously, like I'm 24 now. Like I started when I was 18. When I was young, I just wanted to be in the circle. I want to like just be around like celebrities and stuff. But the older you get, like you're thinking about like long-term future. Like how am I gonna live now? Like
yeah.
You just can't do this forever. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Especially not being paid.
You gotta pay the rent. Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So for me, it was like, yo, just fuck it.
Yeah. True.
Not that I'm done with it, but yeah, for now.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think you should be done with it, because like I don't know, you have like a skill to it, or maybe you can just teach all of it to me. You can be behind the camera.
Yeah, just come in to check. You could have it all,
right?
Man. You could have it. Just getting paid, man.
Man, so like I saw that you didn't you interview Russell Westbrook? Hello?
What? No, bro, never interviewed Westbrook.
No?
Westbrook.
Oh, I thought I saw that on your Instagram.
What? Let me check. Hold on.
Well, you don't have to.
No. This guy said Westbrook. You funny, yo.
I could have sworn I seen a dude with tight pants, like a cut up shirt.
What the hell?
Westbrook was the first thing that came to mind.
Dr. J?
No.
Yeah, what the hell? This guy said Westbrook.
No, maybe I missaw it.
Ty Dolla $ign, Bow Wow, Who Don Benjamin, A$AP Ferg, Ala McConan, Dej Loaf.
Hold on, can I just stop everything? How was it interviewing Bow Wow? Because I've been seeing
this
Bow Wow.
This is pre-Bow Wow challenge. Hey, do I have the audio right? No. Yeah. This is pre-Bow Wow challenge. Oh, I have a good Bow Wow story, man.
Yeah.
I have a story for every celebrity. So this is the first time. I can't believe I didn't tell you this one. Yeah, I've never told none of these stories before. This is hilarious. Really? Yeah, this is really good for you, man. Because now I can't tell them again.
Well, the ones that you don't tell, we should work together in making something so you can actually package it up and put it on YouTube. You should.
It's a good idea. So don't tell anymore.
Well, like, give me this one. Give me this one and keep the rest. Because I know you got like 100.
Yeah, I could like sell these stories to like, if I did, yeah, wow. Yeah, I think your memory card died.
Oh no! It's just flashing because it's just letting me know what's going on right now.
We've already been recording for 17 minutes.
No. Like it got to like 30 and then I like reset it.
Dope. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one more story. I could have a story for everybody. So Bow Wow, first time doing an interview.
Okay.
I remember I dressed up like in a suit almost. I was so excited. My cousin, I remember, just worked a night shift. She took me to the airport. Looking back, and it was so stupid. How was I going to interview him at the airport? But that's what the promoter told me. So I got there. I'm so excited. Like I was waiting there for 2 hours for Bow Wow. He comes off the plane, and he's seen a camera, and he just like he sent a security guard after. He's like, "Yo, turn that camera down." He put his hoodie on, and he just hopped into like a SUV and cut. And I was like, "Wow, I waited for 3 hours. Like, what the fuck?" Like.
Wow.
But looking back in it now, was the promoter like.
Yeah, the promoter like he probably.
Yeah, he probably was never gonna do it, but the promoter just tried to finesse me. Because at the time I was doing something with Roger, so he probably wanted the coverage. So whatever. So we get to the venue. I'm still trying all night. I'm still trying. And Bow doesn't do it. Like he doesn't do nothing. And that was like my first time like ever thinking I was going to interview somebody big. I was in high school. I was so excited.
Wow.
And then after that I interviewed Jeezy like maybe a month later. But I was so disappointed. So then fast forward 2 years later, I interviewed Bow Wow. And I if you watch the interview, you can go find it on YouTube. I said, "Hey Bow, it's funny, the first time I met you, I was supposed to interview, it never happened. You sort of dissed, whatever." And he's like, "Oh man, well we made it happen now." and I asked him everything, and Bow is Bow, man. Like he's not like the most approachable guy. I think if you're like not a celebrity, like
True.
But then again, we're all human. I don't know what he goes through, but
Yeah, right.
yeah, I tried to interview him again after. I never have. I don't know him, like, you know. But
Yeah, of course.
yeah, I don't think he's not like he just. I don't know what type of person he is. Like from the outside looking in, we obviously think of him as like this guy that just does stupid things.
Yeah.
But he's not like the most friendliest guy, like, you know,
Mm-hmm.
in comparison to other people I've spoke to. Like
Okay.
I got the vibe of business was business, and like he kept it moving. So
Yeah, that's true. Yeah, he's like Michael Jackson, man. He's been at it since he was like 6, right? So
yeah, so I don't know.
it's a different mentality, I guess. So when you're interviewing somebody, you say like you never do the whole reading off a phone thing.
Nah, never.
So
man.
then-
That's corny.
Yeah.
Very very corny.
I'm gonna remember that. I'm never gonna use the phone.
Nah.
I was gonna do it. Thank you for talking me out of it.
Don't ever do that, man. You're just like cheating yourself.
True.
You know.
So like how do you go about memorizing the questions? Like, because obviously
Well, that's where the research comes in handy
Mhm.
now. It's like, yo, you gotta memorize that shit. Because if
Okay.
you don't, like, just think about like, all right, hold on. Hey, Colin, how are you? You good? So,
okay.
Colin, man, I see you have a new album that dropped called Tenacious, and one of the songs you said was blah blah blah. You know?
Yeah, it's completely disconnected, right?
Right? Yeah. You know what I mean, so how's that gonna work?
True. That's crazy. Yeah. So you just memorize the stuff, eh? Like,
So
how do you go about it? Like, how do you memorize things? Like, how do you do that?
Well, that's everybody's brain's different. Like
Yeah.
for me, for example, like I could never memorize stuff in school. Like I sucked at school. Like.
Mhm.
I mean, I was good in like the arts, but never like not even that good. But I was never good in science or math. Like I could read a science book, I'll never remember nothing. And I used to think I had a memory problem. I used to be like, shit, man, like why can't I remember things? I was so frustrated. And then yeah, when it came to interviews and that stuff, I always remembered it. Or I just had like a really good long-term memory of like childhood experiences or friendships. Like I can remember little things like that.
Okay.
So I just realized, yeah, I wasn't good at memorizing a science book or math formulas, but I could remember like things I liked. And I guess interview stuff, I liked it, so I could memorize it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. So basically, just be passionate,
Yeah,
and that'll help your memory.
Yeah, exactly.
True.
Yeah.
So, when it comes to interviewing, you say it's changed a lot, and like it's stepping back and everything. So, what do you think that an interviewer can do now to set themselves apart?
Hey, man, controversy sells, man. I think we live in a day and age where it depends what you're doing it for. If you're doing this for money, like, you just can't do interviews like, tell me about the album. Like, you're just not going to pick up traction. Or it's like, you got to do something different. Like, maybe if it's like, you know, I did a podcast where we partnered up a couple, like, we had Jagermeister product sponsor, we had Molson Coors product sponsor.
Mhm.
Maybe you make it a drinking show, or, like, have a concept like James Corden does the carpool karaoke thing.
Yeah.
That, like, you got to do something like that. It's different. Like,
Mhm.
if it's like Hot Wings, you know.
Hot
By the way, Hot Wings stole one of my ideas. I used to do the whole picture blasting with the photos.
Yeah. What do they call it? They call it explain
Yeah,
that, Graham.
I don't know, man. I don't know if that was originally got it for me, but yeah, I don't know about that.
Well,
I have my, you know,
if you did it first, I mean,
I can sue them. Yeah.
because they were very low at one point. So like,
Yeah, I don't know, man. I don't know if they got it for me, you know, but
they probably
they did. I had some interviews that were up there in the thousands of views, so it's possible.
It's very possible, especially if you're interviewing the same kind of people that they do.
Yeah, or else maybe it's just a common mistake, but yeah. Anyways, Complex, you owe me some money.
Yeah, cut the check.
Yeah, you owe me some money. But yeah. So it's either you're doing controversy stuff like academics, like
Mhm.
nonsense, or you're making something creative. But if you're gonna interview somebody about their album and ask them about their music,
Yeah.
don't even bother.
Yeah. Eh?
And like, look at all interviews now. Like when people go to Breakfast Club, like not half the time, 100%, everybody's there to promote something.
Everybody.
But when do you ever? Like, sometimes I go in there thinking, oh, what did they even tell me here? Like I didn't even know they were promoting something.
Yeah, it's true.
Like at the end, you're like, oh, by the way, go catch the show tonight. It's like, bro, I had no idea about your show tonight. Like I didn't even know you were here for that, like at all.
Yeah. It's hard.
Sorry,
Okay.
man, I
Don't
keep
worry.
messing this up.
Don't worry.
Yeah.
So controversy, eh? That's pretty true, because anytime I see an interview, what they usually do is more so than asking them about themselves.
You're a little cut off in the camera. Shouldn't you move over a little bit?
Move over.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm
See,
down.
damn, yeah, you were like cut off the whole time.
But
Shit.
I always try to make like you the focal point when
No,
I
it's
do it.
Yeah, I mean,
But what do you think, that like I should be like in it more?
well,
Like,
you're right. A lot of times mistakes I made were people like, because I would always make tight, like do the double tight shot.
yeah.
And like the main focus obviously is the person that's being interviewed,
Yeah,
not the
yeah.
interviewer. But if you want to be on camera all the time, you have to be a personality as well.
True.
So before it was just a lot of, but then
Back
I
and
started
forth.
getting funny. I started like being energetic.
Yeah, yeah.
Cause or else like if you're just gonna do it,
Like that.
yeah, I keep messing this up.
Don't worry.
If you're just gonna keep doing like, you know, like
Yeah,
this,
yeah,
like
yeah.
it's just boring. So yeah, just gotta be energetic or do
Okay.
something funky.
True.
Yeah.
True. All right. So what else?
Do you forget your questions?
Yeah, because I didn't have them written, right?
It's okay. Check
Oh,
your phone, man.
True.
You can chop it up anyways and cut it, right?
That's true.
It's not live, so you can just look and then ask.
So then, the one thing that was it. The equipment.
Right.
What equipment is essential to you when you're doing these run and gun type interviews? Because you're just at places waiting for hours. You don't have time to have all this stuff. that I
Nothing,
have.
man. Nowadays, you don't need nothing. Just get an iPhone, like get a GoPro. Like it's not like before. Like the old traditional way of doing things is
Yeah.
gone. You can do anything at any time now. There's nothing stopping you, man. If you have an iPhone, I don't care what you got to do. Like if you got to flip it like this to get the interview done,
Mhm.
you do it, man. So equipment wise, yeah, if you can get a camera, if you can get a tripod, if you can get a mic, by all means, you gotta do that.
Yeah.
But if you can't, just hustle, figure it out. Like
Mhm.
the days of coming in and you have all your stuff here, like it's just not realistic. If you're trying to do a quick gun, if you're trying to get somebody quick, you don't
Yeah.
have time to set up
Yeah, exactly.
because they're telling you only have 5-10 minutes. So this takes 5-10 minutes to set up.
True.
So you just have to. How am I gonna do this quickly? Like if I can't get this in, how am I still gonna get it done?
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
Just gotta adapt on the fly.
Yeah,
But my interviews were very simplistic. It was camera, tripod, and then I would have one mic that connected to my camera, and then it would just be one of these.
Ah,
Yeah.
okay. So your mic was what you had like a task cam kind of thing?
Hmm?
Like
I had a wireless mic,
Oh, okay.
and I just plugged into the camera.
Oh, directly into the camera?
Yeah,
Okay.
and then I would just interview like this.
Really?
Yeah,
And that audio was still your audio is good
yeah. I'll show you.
because I've seen a lot of your stuff.
Yeah, I never had a problem with audio. I just had a problem with, like getting the right concept video wise.
Mhm.
But yeah, audio, like I was laughing. Like 2 more generics before we get to some really good stuff. What's wrong with Tyrese?
He's full of shit.
Constipated, right?
It's a full of shit individual. That's all. Narcissistic, egotistical. Wants attention. You know what I'm saying? Like some people could be their own downfall. Like I read Tyrese's first book and.
See, I was disappointed with this interview because I felt I could have got picked up by like somebody. Just never did, I was. Yeah,
It's-
man, it's disappointing.
It's hard. You got to keep doing it, right? I guess. That's the
Yeah,
only
there's
thing.
some interviews that I was hoping to get picked up, but it's nature of the beast, Just
Yeah.
gotta figure it out.
So then, how do you deal with that? Like, anytime you think you're gonna get picked up, and all of a sudden it doesn't happen. Like, how do you keep going when it comes to something like that?
Yeah,
when
that's the
you're in
thing,
midst of it?
and I think like I was affected by that, where like I stopped for a little bit now because I didn't get the traction I wanted.
Yeah.
But a lot of it's my fault. Like like I wasn't investing into it. Like I didn't have my own equipment. Like I have a T3i, like a T4i.
Okay.
I wasn't paying cameraman. I'd always like try to get people to do shit for free. So whenever you're getting something done for free, like Life Notice, like it's never gonna be good. When you're not paying somebody, they're not gonna give you full effort. Maybe the first 2 times they're gonna want to help you, but long term free stuff doesn't work. It's like when people do a music video and they get girls to be in the video for free.
Yeah.
When you pay those girls, they're gonna work hard. They're gonna whine. They're gonna actually do the things they gotta do. But when it's free,
True.
nobody's doing shit. That's just like people don't care to do free work. So it's the same thing. Like if I'm not paying, if I'm just trying to get a free cameraman, I don't know his work, his credibility. He comes, he shoots for me. Like if it's shit, what am I gonna do? Like I didn't pay you, right?
Sure.
So that's the hard part. And I was trying to always do freebies, so I was getting a bunch of different cameramen. Like I should have just paid you $100 and make it happen, but
True.
that's cool. What can I do?
That's good that you know like what the actual setbacks were.
Right.
So then you think like more so having a team, like investing into a team would be better when you're trying to do like interviews like this and get noticed.
Well, I think the good thing with you is like you're a one-man wrecking crew. Like you can do this all yourself. Like as you said, you just gotta make sure that the thing is all right.
Exactly.
You just gotta make sure that thing's all right.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think you're in good shape.
I hope so. I'm trying. This is the first time I've tried this whole thing. I actually tried it because of you, because I was like, man,
That's what I did. Yeah.
yeah, because I was like, it works for him, so I'm like, I might as well try it.
Yeah.
I just thought people might not like holding the microphone. Like, how do you feel about holding it? It's
Yeah.
a little awkward, right?
To be honest, my hand's killing me.
Really?
Yeah. But I mean, there's some really good sound bites in here that I think you can use.
Yeah.
And like strategizing it. So instead of putting on this whole interview, like there's obviously gonna be the low parts where, we're just talking regular life, can get technically boring shit.
Mm-hmm.
But you can definitely like find things in here like emphasize a lot of the celebrity stuff, like not
Yeah,
even
of
what
course.
but just the story portion, like you can really find a lot of gems in this.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have to edit it in a way where like it's quick, concise, gets to the point, bam, interesting. So that's the day and age we live in at the lower level. Top level, throw a 2-hour interview.
Yeah, see, that's exactly what I was just thinking in my head, the whole 2-hour interview thing. But you're thinking,
At the higher level, yeah, because like people are gonna be engaged no matter what.
mm-hmm.
But at the lower level, like you have like literally 20 seconds to get somebody, if
Yeah.
at most. So like you want to start the interview off straight up like, man, Snoop Dogg dissed me. Like, oh shit, what how does this guy even, like, what do you mean Snoop Dogg? Like, you know what I'm saying? Like you have
Yeah.
to hit it right away,
Yeah, yeah,
and just like the first 2-3 minutes, you gotta keep it engaged.
yeah, yeah,
And then you could afford to lay off a little bit, but you gotta hit it with a bang right away, just in case people, else you're gonna have like a high bounce rate, and you don't want that. Yeah.
That's true.
There, your card is done.
Hold on. Yeah, it's not the actual. It just stops. See, I gotta find a camera that doesn't stop every 30 minutes. That's the big thing for me.
Oh, sorry. My boy, my partner
Mm-hmm.
told me there's gonna be a session in this studio at 4 o'clock,
What time is it now?
3:50.
Oh, 3:51. Yeah. Can I just ask one more question?
Oh, keep going. Like,
oh, yeah,
cool.
cool,
Like,
cool.
do you have a lot of questions left?
No. I mean, we can stop at any time. Like,
No,
when
keep going. I want you to get everything.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
I was gonna ask, how do you deal with cancellations? Like, I've been having a lot of like last minute
Right.
while
yeah.
I'm on the way to somewhere, like cancellations. Like,
Right, and as I told you, I went through a lot of those, man. Like
Yeah.
showing up, people canceling, it hurts, man. Like I was doing a podcast, I had this one guy here,
Mm-hmm.
and the funny part about it was he was at the club the previous night with a friend of mine,
Okay.
and she's like, yeah, he was smashed. I don't think he's gonna come.
Oh,
So I don't need to name the guys unnecessary, but you know, Def Jam.
okay.
They set up the interview. They were bringing him here. I knew, I had a feeling, so I hit him up. I'm like, yo, are you still good to go? He's like, yeah. He's like, I'm on my way. He never came, and he never answered back to me. I felt to be very disrespectful. He came at 11 in the morning.
Wow.
And I had 2 cameramen that were working for free. Came from Mississauga. They came here in the morning.
Wow.
That's just the nature of the business. Like, there's nothing, you can't prevent these things. It's just humans go through things, and what are you gonna do? To be honest, like you can't avoid it. You just gotta, there's nothing you can do. It just happens. Life.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a hard one. It's hard for me to deal with that. I just got one more actually.
No problem, man.
Okay, so what can I do to make people even want to sit down? Like, how do you get them to even want to do an interview
Right.
with you?
Cool. So there's a couple things, but the first thing is get popping.
Okay.
So find your niche. Like, how do academics get popping? He would do these recap videos of guys getting in trouble. Once you build traction, anybody will talk to you. Like, I see you follow 6Buzz. I see you comment on
Yeah,
their
yeah,
stuff.
of course.
They've built traction now. Drake's in 6Buzz, Press them. Everybody's in 6Buzz now.
Crazy.
You got to build traction. If you're just going to be, as I tell you, that's how the world we live in. When you're a nobody cares. But the moment you got money, the moment you're popping, everybody cares.
Yeah.
So, yeah, it's going to be hard for you to get interviews now, obviously. Like,
Mhm.
just by going around, hey, I got a vlog, I'm doing interviews. Like, this is my concept. All right, cool. Like, nobody cares.
Yeah.
I'm being realistic.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, if I didn't meet you that day, right?
Mm-hmm.
Nice kid. Like, if somebody just hit me up randomly on Instagram and said, hey, man, I'd be like, yeah, I'm just lazy. I don't really care.
Yeah.
But I think one thing that really, like, I liked about you was it reminded me of me 5 years ago, where, like,
True.
that hustle, that dedication, that you just want to make it.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying I'm not motivated. I'm motivated to do other things and I have other interests in with my life.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right? But, yeah, that's it's like the Charlotte Maid thing had a soft spot for me.
Yeah.
I felt the same way for you, where it's like, yo, I like what this kid, not kid, older, probably older than me.
Yeah.
I like what this guy's doing, and like, yeah, man, like I never, like that's one thing about me. I never hate on someone to grind. I really, if you put in the work, I feel like you deserve to get whatever you want. So
True.
I think you're in good shape if you just keep it up and be positive. But you just gotta find your niche.
Yeah.
Like maybe if it's like you come to interview, like, all right, we're gonna eat Kit Kat, we're gonna eat Smarties, like just something different. Like
Yeah.
find your own niche. Like my niche was the throwback Twitter stuff, right?
Yeah.
Just find something that, like, maybe you come here, like I used to do a drinking show, like
A drinking
where
show.
we would get like drunk off Jagermeister or something, right?
I was thinking of doing a show where I get people high on magic mushrooms.
Well, I do that. No, I'll be honest. And you could probably get
do that.
I don't do drugs. I don't smoke anything. But you could probably get a lot of people. You know what's funny? You can probably get people at the not lower level, but just not celebrities. They
Yeah,
would
yeah.
do it. 100% that would probably go viral. Because a
Mhm.
regular person's getting high, saying crazy shit.
Yeah.
Get on World Star, then traction builds. Like, that's how it starts. Then you probably get celebrities to do it. But, honestly,
You got.
I think you... No, I'm good.
No. I'm saying.
I think you just found your thing. Yeah, do that.
Think so?
No, I think that's what it is. You found it now. You just found your thing. No, I'm being serious. Do
No,
it.
yeah, I feel
The
you.
next interview, you interview that person, you do it. I think you found your thing. Now weed's gonna be legal. Like, go do what you gotta do, man.
Yo, that's amazing, man.
I think I really think you just found your thing, 100%.
Oh yeah.
You know, I'm serious.
No, I'm being serious too. That's why I have all the mushrooms tattooed on me.
Yo,
Like
go
that
for it,
one.
man. That's your next interview idea, and that's gonna go viral. I promise you.
Yo, I'm gonna ask the dude if he'll do it because I already have my next interview set up for tomorrow.
Damn, you got an idea right there. So you guys will both be high.
He's another interviewer too.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, he's really into interviewing. I was really glad to get
Is he
you
good
guys.
or?
He's different. He has his you were saying set yourself apart.
Yeah.
He does Polaroid pictures.
Oh wow.
So he's an instant photographer. That's what he
Gotcha.
calls himself, and he doesn't do any kind of lighting or prepping. It's all like raw photos.
Right.
And then he interviews them, I guess, as he's doing stuff like
Right.
that. So
Dope.
that's his thing. So see how that works out. But I guess the last question. Hate having to look at my phone now, man.
No, don't worry, man. You
It's-
can cut it out.
It's so good that you gave me that type of feedback because like other people were telling me like you should be doing that. Like that's how you should be going into these interviews.
Find your own niche, or?
No,
all the
no,
phone
with
stuff?
the phone stuff.
No, who the hell told you that?
A bunch of people who don't do this, obviously.
Yeah,
but
never do that.
never.
It's just not natural. Like, just think about it. We just had a natural conversation for like 40 minutes.
yeah.
Like, it was so natural. Like, I gave you answers, but you thought you even asking them. Like, you asked me something and I elaborated on it.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, if you just had your phone reading off, it would be so boring. This was like a natural conversation, like how me and you would just talk when I first met you.
Exactly.
You got to make it a conversation.
Okay. True.
So never
Well,
use your phone.
Well, I won't. I'm
Yeah.
definitely.
Yeah.
That was the last time I'm. gonna
Last
look
time
it
he's using his phone.
up ever.
No, don't ever do that shit again.
So the last thing I would ask you, who? Well, I guess you're laying back from the interviews now, but let's say you could interview anybody. Who would that actually be?
Probably Donald Trump.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That'd be a good interview.
Yeah.
That'd be a really good interview. But
I'm just joking, man. No,
No?
I want to be Donald Trump. What's wrong with you, man?
I don't know.
Nah, I mean, there's no point. My favorite artist is probably Chris Brown. I've wanted to interview him for quite some time. Unfortunately, we weren't able to make it happen on a couple occasions, but that'd probably be a good interview because I know a lot of his music, like a lot of his,
Okay.
like not even his album, like all of his music.
So you actually like his music?
Yeah.
passionate
So I
about
feel that could really, like, there's a lot of like references I would want to make to songs, which I can really like dissect his head on.
it. Mm-hmm.
So yeah, that would be an interview I probably really want to do for sure.
True. Yeah, there's a lot of speculation on him and everything, but like
And
he's
then probably like Kim Jong Un too, the North Korean leader. Like, he'd be a really cool interview.
Are you playing around again?
Yeah. Not a chance, man.
No, eh?
Yeah.
True.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, I guess
Maybe like Putin. Like,
Putin.
Yeah.
Putin would be a good one.
yeah.
It'd be a scary one though.
Just play. Maybe like all these like quote unquote dictators. Whatever.
Yeah,
Yeah, I
right.
just played. No, that'd be cool. Yeah, Chris Brown, Drake. Like, yeah.
Yeah, he's really into artistry, so he'd probably love that.
Who? Putin?
No, Chris Brown.
Oh, Chris Brown.
He loves he paints. He
Yeah,
does
no, he's
music,
dope.
he
He's
dances.
dope. Yeah. So that's why I used to do content for his website.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he had a site called Mechanical Dummy, and he put out a tweet one day. I'm looking for interns for my blog, and I got an internship at his blog. I was there for like 3 years.
Wow.
So I started doing internship. Then I started doing content, like videos. And then it was funny. So the guy who got me into his blog ended up leaving.
Okay.
And then Chris Brown's like guy who's still on road, and his name's Jake. He does like all his photos.
Yeah.
Like, he took over the site, and I asked him, like, can I still stay on board? And he's like, yeah, sure. And then like a week later, like, he just like logged out he like canceled my like login information.
Oh, wow.
And I couldn't get into the site no more. And then I ended up finding out it was like just him and this one girl doing everything now. The site's like dead. It's not what it once was.
Yeah, correct.
And I tried to hit him up. I'm like, yo, why did you do that? Like, I wanted to still contribute. He never ever responded to me.
That's so weird.
Yeah, just the business, man. I don't know what goes through people's minds. He's a very busy guy, but that was pretty corny. But
Yeah.
I don't even know if he recalls doing it. But industry is cool. It is what it is. And,
Yeah,
Best
yeah.
of luck to them, and
I guess
find my own niche.
that's how it is out here doing
Yeah.
this stuff.
And that's another thing. The way people get popping is they talk shit, or they're negative, or like they say crazy stuff. But you
Yeah.
just gotta stick true to yourself. If that's not you, like, don't do that. You know.
Yeah, that's how I've always felt. Cause like I can do that.
Right.
I know I can. You can.
Or you can get popping. You can just like go on your video, like, yo, F Drake, or
yeah.
he's a loser. Like, he's not really from the 6, Ray Tay Tay. But that's stupid. Like, that's
Yeah.
like if you're gonna start doing that to build traction, I think that's very stupid. Like,
Yeah.
just stick to your own element. People like you for who you are. You don't need to act like an idiot. You know.
It's very true. All right, man. Thanks for all this advice. I guess
I hope
I guess
it
we're
worked,
good,
man.
man. Like yeah, we're good
I
to
hope
wrap
I
up.
hope it worked, man. And yeah, man, you have a really dope future ahead of you, and just keep doing it, man. You know,
Yeah,
keep
that's-
doing it.
That's all you can do. All right,
Yeah.
guys, this is the process, and this was the vlog format again. I hope you guys like it. Hope it was pretty good.
Right.
This is Dems Carter. Instagram is Dems with a
Un-
Z _
Carter.
CarTer.
Right.
CarTer.
Right. And this is Colonography, very cool guy. And yeah, man, best of luck, and hopefully we can get you more interviews and try to help out. So
Thank you, man.
cool.
All right, cool.
All right,
Peace. Later, guys.
Yeah, there's a bunch of interviews that could help you.